'89 Porsche 911R doing battle further afield, but it is Fabio Scherer, but Maro Engel all over the back. More Scherer will be looking to make moves too, and here's that leading trio. Bobbing this way and that is that yellow AMG. Maro Engel installed, but we ride on board now with the boosted VDS machine. That number 2 Porsche, who is just as close as these top two, and the front three have broken away.
One little slip up and you delay the car behind, so the few at the front, they just go, just don't trip each other up. They'll come and get us if we do, but if we can get clear, it'll buy us breathing space. It'll also give us fairly clear air. The driver with clear air is Fabio Scherer in the lead of the race. Car in fourth is now closing in again. Dan Harper, remember that name? Remember the straight line speed we saw from the BMWs up through Blanchimont? This is the battle for first place. Again, 3 different manufacturers, 4 different manufacturers in the top 4 positions. And they are starting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth place car, Danny Juncadere, remember that name? Verstappen racing his Mercedes is giving chase as well. Look to see where the moves are coming. We're riding on board with Maurice Scherer in third place overall. Remember he had his little moment a while back at the bus stop chicane, and it got a little bit busy down there, but seems to be undamaged. Travelling on at very, very good pace there, but it is still the Ford in front. The Ford that was out of kilter got back into kilter in terms of the pit stops and squeaked out in front and is there on merit. But sometimes you have to make your fortune. You have to make those hard decisions, hoping they'd work. Bit of Porsche on Porsche battling there. The Boots and VDS car losing a position or 2 in all of that chasing.
Luca Engstler in that Temerario GT3 still inside the top 20, running a solid 16th in its 24-hour race debut. Further fighting in the bus stop chicane. Everybody trying to take advantage of the first couple of laps under green flag conditions after a lengthy full course yellow for a stricken number 60 Ferrari. But it is Fabio Scherer with the strategy working a treat for the 64. Maro Engel still giving chase. More Scherer who's dropped another 3 or 4 car lengths back. Dan Harper using a whole heap of curb last time to the bus stop. We'll try to get that front engine BMW to stay ahead of Danny Juncadere, who was in the hands of Jules Gounon before, was unable to pass the 46. The 3 has found himself behind the Team WRT BMW yet again, albeit with 2 different drivers this time. Look at all the gravel continuing. The track sweepers were in effect. They were trying to blow as much of that debris off of the racing line, but such is the angst of this field, dipping a wheel off wherever they can to try to use as much of the Spa-Francorchamps circuit as possible.
As little as the scenery as possible, but sometimes the two do sort of fuse. But this is an amazing point. When you've had a safety car restart, there's darkness, there's silence, and then you get this flurry of light, and the wall of sound comes up towards you, and then they pass. In the blink of an eye, 40 cars have gone past you. At the moment, our race leader is just going through Pouhon, and the last of the train, there's some stragglers who were later in the pits, are just going down towards Bruxelles. So the whole way down that slope, these cars are nose to tail, but it's still the Ford in front, still Maro Engel pushing. But at this point in the race, the Porsche is looking very handy as a breed, as a manufacturer there. Third place, and looks to be the quickest of that trio of cars at the front of the field. But one slip up and Dan Harper will pounce. Remember that BMW in 4th place has all the BMWs that have very, very good straight line speed. So Dan's going to wait and wait. But he won't wait for long. The Ulsterman's going to make the move sometime. But Maurice Scherer is trying to make sure he can get past Maro Engel, who in turn is having a busy day in the office, chasing after the Ford of Fabio Scherer. But no change at the moment. Or no change at the front, but it's not for want of trying.
That Mercedes AMG, like the Ford Mustang just in front of it, able to just stretch its legs a little bit. The front engine cars with maybe a slight advantage off of the corners, but the Porsche, always one of the most nimble race cars on the road, especially with some of the Evo changes. It allowed some of that hot pressurized air to escape a little bit better from the front fenders with some of the louvers. Has really helped its raceability, especially when you are following cars super, super closely and in high downforce reliant corners like you see many of here at Spa-Francorchamps. I suspect that those would really, really start to pay dividends, especially as the air temperature drops ever so slightly. The air starts to get a little more dense. The engines like it, but sometimes not super favorable for understeer. So Brent Lucas has been hard.